Today we're going to learn about the Yarn Bard circular join. This is brought to you from the Yarn Bard in Cedar City, Utah, your local yarn shop. What we have here is a spaghetti on needles. The pattern calls for 48 stitches, and what you're going to do is you're going to cast on 48 plus an additional 2. You're going to cast on an extra one at the beginning, one for the beginning, and an extra one for the end. So what we're going to do with those 2 stitches makes it so the join has no gaps. So the first thing that you're going to do once you get your stitches cast on, and this can be on double pointed needles, it can be on a circular needle, it can be on 2 circulars, it can be magic loop, it can be whatever you want. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that our cast on ridge is all on the inside facing the same way and untwisted. And that's what we have here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our working yarn, which is this one, and we're going to take the stitch that's attached to the working yarn and pass it to the adjacent needle. Then we're going to take that stitch that we just put on and we're going to bind it off. That's step 1. Okay, now if you had put your work on the table and you got it upside down or something, the easiest way to figure out if you have it the right way is to see where the yarn is coming from. If the yarn is coming off of the needle on the right, then you have it correct. Otherwise, you have to turn your work upside down and work that way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to knit around the round. So we're going to grab our 5th needle, and by the way, I never use 3 needles plus 1. I always use 4 plus 1 because that reduces the likelihood of laddering, which is a nasty condition, and you don't want to catch that because it's contagious. So we're going to work around the round, and we'll see you at the end. Wait, I have to finish this needle, and you can turn it on when I'm halfway through the next needle. It really doesn't matter.
We're going to cut the crap out of it anyway.
Yeah, we are. I don't think they want to watch me knit all the way around the round.
Why not? You have beautiful knitting skills.
Now that we're mostly around the round, what you see here is the second gap that usually happens when you join, and that's right here. You can see that these 2 stitches have a normal amount of space in between them. These 2 have a big gap. And what we're going to do here is we're going to work up to this gap. Now if you're knitting in knit 1 purl 1 or knit 2 purl 2 ribbing, usually what will happen is these last 2 stitches will be a purl stitch. However, I'm just knitting around, so it doesn't matter, and these 2 stitches are a knit stitch. So if your stitch is a knit 2 together, if your stitch is knit, your last stitch is a knit stitch, you're going to knit them together. If your last stitch is a purl stitch, you're going to purl them together. So we're going to knit this together, and we are done. And that is the Yarn Bard join. Final note on your tail, you're going to want to look on YouTube for Kat Bordee's continuous chain edge. What she does is she takes her tail and she weaves it in such a way that you cannot tell where you started because you have a continuous chain edge on your top of your sock or whatever you're doing, whatever your edge is, it's going to be a continuous chain edge, and you can't tell where you started and where you ended. So we're going to include the link for you here on the screen. Anyway, thank you very much from the Yarn Bard, and have a great day.